Man, what's going down, y'all? It's your boy Optimo Ram. Y'all are tuned into the real deal. I apologize, we're a couple minutes late. Getting this technical thing going is what we're trying to do, but we're doing what we do. And tonight it's going to be a really special occasion, man. We got one of my favorite people in the world with us, one of the most legendary artists of all time to ever come out of Houston, Texas. This man's music has really, impacted and created part of the culture since the early 90s. And even before that, this man's been creating great music and has really contributed to the Houston scene. And honestly, has been putting out some of the best music I ever heard from production and lyricism. And the man I'm talking about, of course, is no other than Dope E, the Holocausta, the terrorist of the South Park Coalition. Dope, what is the deal, my man?
Man, listen, it is so good to be here. You know what I'm saying? So good to be present. So good to be on your show, man, because it's been a grip. It's been a grip of time, And so Lord willing, we was able to do this again. We both still here. So
Blessing.
that's the good part, man.
That's the truth,
Hmm.
man. It's a blessing to see you, bro. I'm so glad. It has been a long time, man. We got down 16 years ago back in 2010 when I first started Optimo Radio. And I don't know how 16 years has gone by since we started hanging out. It just blows my mind. It seems like yesterday we were chilling in Austin, just doing our thing and creating dope lyric. And you were working on music, and now you haven't stopped a damn thing, man. You're killing it. And you just dropped a new album. I was getting ready to start the radio up, and I was like, oh man, I want to connect back with my people who's still doing stuff. I don't know, K Reno's still dropping. I don't know
Right.
who's doing anything anymore. And then all of a sudden, Peter Best sends me a text message. It was like, Dope got a new album. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Peter Best. That's my dude. Yeah, he put me
Oh,
on. He's
most
like, yeah, the
definitely.
song was zero, and then I started playing the whole album. I was like, oh my God, ready for whatever, man. Bro, you're killing it, dog. Dope. What keeps you going?
The love of the music, man. The love of the music keeps me going. The whole reason why I started making music from the beginning was because I loved it. You know, um, I love making music. I love putting original music together. So that's why I got into the music. And I think I heard Cool J, LL Cool J, say something. I just want to repeat it. Right? It was so real. He was like, just because artists or artists have not made millions and billions of dollars, in the rap industry and stuff like that, it does not mean that they contributed to the music industry and to the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? And I made a little bit, but what I learned is respect will outlast cash. You see what I'm saying?
That's
And
real.
right, so I've seen in my few years, I've seen a lot of artists come and go, but there's only a few that's respected out there. So I'm true to myself, right? I'm real to my lyrics, and I make sure that I remain, with my ear to the street, but my ear to my soul. So I'm always making original music. I'm not a sample, quote unquote, sample guy. I get more out of creating original music, because that's where it really comes from my soul. That's what pleases me.
I was gonna say that because man, I feel like all the music I've listened to of yours over the years, I feel like I don't really hear many samples, if any, at all. I feel like you create
Right.
everything 100%. And correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but I feel like you take pride in that, right? And like from the
Yeah.
very first sound on the beat to
Right.
the last lyric that you create. I feel like you take really uh just the way, especially even though your new album, dog, like the way it sounds, it just feels like. And I've watched you work many years too. I know
Right.
how meticulous you are and how much every single word you make sure you're enunciating. Like I really love watching your creative flow because you really put everything into it, man. You put 110% into everything you do, and it really it shows. The production is insane.
Man, I really do appreciate it because that's what I really listen to. Um, and the putting together the music for me, um, and it's a sampling sport. So I may shoot stabs in there. You know, that's probably as much as I do, like a stab or and for those who don't know what a stab, like a bomb or something like that. You know, it could be like a sample or whatever, but I don't sample loop. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't do any loops. And to each own. You got different types of producers. You have producers that push buttons. You have producers that just work on software, programs or whatever. And you have producers that play. I'm one of the producers that play, and my specialty, I love to work on hardware equipment, like actual
Mhm.
keyboards, actual drum machines. I just didn't grow up in the push button era, that type of thing. So I mean, and I've learned, over the few years since it's been out, to use everything.
Mhm.
So I'm not just stuck on one way, and I don't produce other ways. I produce, different ways, but people are gonna know that what they're hearing is original. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I was so original to where, that terror beat, that gangster nip horrorcore type
Mhm.
music or whatever. That's what you hear in trap music, man. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And nobody was doing anything like that. And that's why. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And I was going to get to that because I listened to a lot of trap music the last few years. I've gotten back
Hmm.
into some newer music because I was like, I wasn't really jamming it then. But man, because I think the reason I like this newer music because it has that old sound, which
Right.
was created by you. And I remember when we had the Three
Absolutely.
Six Mafia show that I hosted back in the day, and DJ Paul was there and met Gangsta Nip. And DJ Paul told I don't think you were there for that show, but Blank was there too. DJ Paul, it was the first time he ever met Gangsta Nip. I was standing right there. It was really cool. And he was like, man, your music really was one of the biggest influences on us. And when it comes to the reason I bring that up is because you were the man making those beats and really producing that whole experience. I mean, Nip was coming with the
Right.
lyrics, of course, but like
Hmm.
you created kind of like how Pimp C created the UGK sound. Like you created that early rap a lot, that horrorcore style, which is now completely prevalent in hip hop.
Indeed, bro.
You were the man. That was you.
Indeed, I appreciate that.
Mhm.
I can't remember the guy's name. He used to do a lot of interviews. His name was Scott, maybe something like that. He used to have a church something. It was called the church something. I forget what it was called. But he got me and DJ Paul on the phone doing the
Nice.
interview, and I was doing my interview, right? Because I remember what you said, because he said, actually, this is what DJ Paul said. He said, my top three artists are Gangsta Nip, Scarface, and Point Blank. And then, like, I thought to myself, I was like, two out of three ain't bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I did all the song for song, right?
Mhm.
And so that's good. But yeah, for the radio interview, Scott got us both on the phone, and I got a chance to speak with him over the interview, and for him to give me credit, he said that a lot of their music, he got his sequencing from me. He got the way they lay the beats, and like they call it wicked sounds,
Mhm.
sinister sounds or whatever. I I pattern it, or I coin it as galactical sounds,
Mm. Mhm.
because when I'm doing my music, is like the guy that could move those big old for rocks and stuff. I forget his name, Nikola Tesla. I forget. Maybe I may be wrong with that, but every time they come around to try to see him move those big 14-ton boulders, he would stop working, right?
Mhm.
And that's how I am. It's like people want to know, how do you make your music? But what I do say, I always start people off, especially for the old heads that want to get started doing music, especially our babies that want to start making music. It's like, this is the zone that I'm in. This is as far as I'll go. This is the zone that I'm in. When you're daydreaming, right? And like your wife or somebody may say, Ram, what do you think about? Huh? Yeah, where were you right there with that thought? I don't know. That's where I am when I'm creating music. It's like nothing. I'm not thinking of anything outside. Nothing on the inside of me is making me create this. It's a zone where you reside, where there's creativity. And I use a lot of lights too. So I use
Nice.
I use a lot of light, green lights, blue lights, and if they increase your creativity like 20%. stuff
Hmm.
like that. So that's why you see the green light, for creativity. I need to get some blue lights in my little studio. That's what I'm trying to work on now.
I feel
Yeah.
that. So when you started off as a kid, man, what as a child, whether it's rap or whatever, as a kid, what was the first album or like song you really remember that made you fall in love with music? Do you remember?
Woo. Okay. The first song that I remember. So basically, tell you how old I am. That's what you're trying to get me to do.
I know, right?
Golly. Um, so
What
when
made
I
you
was a
fall in love with music?
right, okay. So when I was a child, I was acting. I was going back and forth to Elmer, New Jersey, to a place called Apple Farm. It was a camp, and we were fortunate to have like different celebrities that would come, people that were well versed and had degrees, that would teach acting class and stuff, that would do workshops with us during those 2 months. So I went up there for a while, maybe like 8 years straight, right, as a child, and that helped to mold me as far as my acting. Right, a lot of people don't know that. I'm sharing that with you. So I was acting well before I was even doing music. When I first heard the music, I think one of the first songs was Cold Crush Brothers, right?
Mhm.
Treacherous 3, right? Then I started to evolve, and I remember listening to a brother from Philly, Steady B, right? I was listening to Steady B. Let me see. I'm trying to go back. Oh, Ultra Magnetic. These were sound, and remember now, I grew up in the breakdancing era,
Yeah.
right? So after that, so I made my first track when I was 13, going on 14 years old, right? And I think no, think I was 16, and they had a competition on the radio. I think it was 93Q here in Houston, 93Q FM. And they said, whoever, send your tape in. It was a tape cassette, right? Send send the tape cassette in, and whoever wins this, wins a contract with Columbia Records. So I got with my partner. I say, let's get this contract with Columbia Records, right? Yeah, so I ended up coming home from school in high school. Phone, the landline was ringing, and I picked up the landline, and it's like, "Hello, this is 93 QF." I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And he said, they picked, the song that I did that won, and I had the contract. So, it was good to be, on Columbia Records for about 6 days, you know, because it fell through. But nobody else knew that. You know what I'm saying? When I went back to school, it was like, oh my God, you know, so yeah, I was a man for a little bit,
I feel
So
that.
that inspired me to do music. Now a little bit later on, Ram, I started listening to uh again, I was going back and forth, to New Jersey, New York. So I was
Mhm.
hip to Eric B and Rakim, right? I was hip to MC Shan, you know what I'm saying? Uh, KRS-One. Later on came Public Enemy, right? Later on came Public
Mhm.
Enemy. But before then, it was like in California, it was like Ice T. It was Sade. You know what I'm saying? I think Just Ice. I don't know if he was in Cal. I think that's New York, Bronx or something. But I was hopping back, and my brother was the one that turned me on to music. So I was inspired by my big brother. I'm saying like my actual blood brother,
Yeah.
same father, same mother, right? And he's known in the streets as as Deuce, right? DJ Aftermath, right? And so he would have turntables in the house. He was playing music. He was with a mobile DJing crew. So that's where Egypt E comes into play, right? That's where Egypt E
Mhm.
comes into play, right? So you know I was just the MC. That's all I was. I would go to the dances, go to Milby, you know what I'm saying, go to wherever schools they were playing, performing, and I would be the one. Okay, next on them, next record up is so and so. We got DJ Egypt B, DJ and DJ Deuce, DJ Aftermath, DJ. I was just an MC, glad to be on the mic. Meanwhile, I was learning how to write. You see what I'm saying? And I was
Hmm.
still in the breakdancing, but I was learning how to write, man. And then I got my chance, and the guy that was over the mobile DJing, he was like, "Hey, man, Egypt E, said you got these songs you make," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah," but like the songs I was making was like on like a Sensonic drum, so it
Hmm.
wasn't no hi hats, wasn't none of it. It was just boop boop. I don't even want to get into the songs I had, right? But I was able to perform one. It was like a love song, so I was able to perform one of my love songs, that LL Cool J type stuff, and I was able to perform that during like a prom or something like that. It got started like that. Everybody liked how my flow, my articulation, how I was putting the songs together. It started going from there. They wanted more of it, so I started doing more of it. Crazy.
That's wild. So
Hmm.
that was high school. What
Yeah.
came first, joining the SPC or getting down with rap a lot?
Okay, well, definitely joining SPC came first, right? I
Nice.
was
Let's talk
I
how'd that
Go
go.
ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Tell us how that went.
So my father RIP, my mother RIP. Um, my father worked at NASA, right? My mother was a teacher at Garden Villas Elementary School. It was a music academy school, and where I also attended, right?
Nice.
So I was playing saxophone. I was into music like that. So my parents were cool, but I was a street cat, man. I'm
Mhm.
saying I was in the street doing stuff I shouldn't have done. Let's just say I could have got 5 to 99. Okay. All right. And I was doing things trying to put my record out because that's what I thought that rap was about back then, doing that type of stuff, right? So I was known in the streets. And I was at my high school one time, and Rapper K, right? Rapper K.
My
He was in
dog.
a group, right? He was in a group called, I think, Triple Threat at the time. And I was in high school back then. We attended the same high school, right? And so I'm going back and forth. Everybody know I'm rapping and breakdancing all in the hallways. I couldn't wait to get out of class to get like that couple minutes, because I didn't want to be tardy. I would break dance and do my rap or whatever in front and get everybody attention because I learned that from NYC. I learned that from, what I'm saying? I was on the streets up there, so I learned that, man. And so I would captivate them for a little bit in between class. And all of a sudden, Rapper K comes up to me and says, "Hey, what I'm saying, we want to, battle rap y'all." I mean, I'm by myself. He said, "Well, it's three of us." I was like, "Man, I'll take all of y'all out, man. It ain't nothing about," because I was a battle rapping specialist. I still am, right? So I was
Mhm.
like, "All right, I'll battle rap." So we met at Taco Bell right across the street after class. Dude, listen, let me tell you something, man. Rapper K, I wish he would be laughing. He made it bigger than it was, right? They got flyers. They were passing flyers around at school. I was like, "There's flyers." So I was like, hey, thanks for the heads up, right? Because I went back, and I was like, all right, let me get really prepared for this, right? So I prepared. I knew I was battling three people, prepared it or whatever. Long story short, we started the battle. I took all three of them out, right? And Rapper K was like, okay, you got us all, right? I got somebody for you though, right? I'm like, whoever you bring, I'm smashing. It's whatever. He said it's a dude named K Reno, right? He goes to Sterling High School in South Park. I was like, shit, I'm from Park. I ain't worried about none of that. Bring it on. So he set up the battle between me and K Reno to battle. Um, I went to Sterling High School, right, to go battle. Um, I was standing outside the gym, right? Because that's where we supposed to have met or something. I said, man, it's taking too long. Like they said, so and so o'clock. Right? I'm just giving a time. Let's say like 4 o'clock, right? So 4 o'clock, I'm there, right? And I open up the door in the gym. I see people playing basketball. I'm like, I don't see nobody. You know what I'm thinking in my head, well, they a no show, and that's a good decision. That's a no show. And I waited a little bit. They were there actually, right? When I opened up the gym, the people I saw, that was K Reno and his little crew. Well, they waited a little bit, and then they came out the gym. I looked at K Reno, he looked at me, they walked on. I was, I just didn't know that was them. And he didn't know that was me because we wasn't, we hadn't had each other described to each other, right? So the next day I went to school, and he said, you didn't show up. I said, man, I did show up. And then he said, well, well, what did he have on? I said, man, only people I saw was a guy in like a light, like baby blue Adidas thing. And I saw, he said, yeah, that was him. I said, oh, well, I didn't know. He didn't know me. So, it was nothing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I think K Reno was with a group called Real Chill at that time. I was with a group called COD, Coming Out Dogging, right? At that time, right? And I think it was Creators of Devastation. That's what it was. Because it was kind of like break dance rap. So it was Creators of Devastation. And me and K Reno hooked up on music because he knew that I did music, right? Meanwhile, now I'm a businessman, you know. So I kind of heard him rap. I said, okay, yeah, I like his flow. I don't want to rap by myself, anyways. Like, I don't want to, I want to rap with someone because that's what I'm used to seeing in NYC and yeah, they already got two, three people, whatever. I was like, all right, cool. So we invited K Reno over to Freddie's house. It's like he was over the fast forward mobile DJing place. And so we invited him over there. There's an EPS over there and Sonic like keyboard, right? I made the beat on the keyboard, right? And K Reno was coming over there to do a song called Chemical Warfare. That was the name of the song. Chemical Warfare, right? Let me tell you something, man. That's why I don't tell this story, but it's funny as hell, man. So I laid the beat down, everything, right? This is really me and K Reno's first time meeting again up like this, right? And so he comes over, boom, he's over there. He's on the mic. We get the beat ready. We got everything ready to go. He likes the beat, he's loving it. And then he gets ready to say his rap, right? Cool. He puts the headphones on, boom, we record them, da 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 da. He's spitting the rap. I'm like this. I said, shit, I'm glad I didn't battle him, right? This shit was funny. I'm thinking to myself, like, this motherfucker can rap, like, damn, like, God, I'm thinking to myself, right? So I tap Egypt, right? I say, E, you hear him? He say, yeah, yeah. But Egypt gonna ride with me, regardless. He's like,
Mhm.
yeah, man. But he didn't know why I said that. I to myself, I was like, okay, I need to get him with us. I'm hearing him rap. I need him with us, right? Cool. So we talk, work it out. I think Real Chill was over with. Then he got in COD. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we put out, we worked together with Ronnie Bookman, RB, with Ronnie Bookman out of South Park. And we put out Full of Them Games. That was me, that was K Reno, and we had a singer called KO. Alton Broussard was with us. And he was our singer, right? And at first we had Damo, DJ Domination. He was DJing,
The
right?
man.
And then we worked it out to where I got him hooked up with Scarface. Well, his talent got him hooked up, but still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But he's
Yeah.
from the same area as y'all, right?
Back then, I think he
With
was.
something.
I think back then he was staying in like. No, he was staying in like Pearland. No, not Pearland. Pasadena, way
Yeah,
out
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah,
Hmm.
so way out somewhere. Yeah,
Southeast.
but it was like DJ Wiz or something. He was DJing and him or whatever. Anyway, it was he auditioned and hooked up with Brad. You know what I'm saying? Hooked up with Scarface. So yeah, that was the end of that. But he was DJing for us first.
Nice. So then how did that transition to the rap a lot career? Because I mean, man, that had to be crazy. Those early rap a lot days, the music that y'all were dropping.
Hmm.
I mean, like you said a minute ago. I mean that music is create. I mean, we wouldn't have hip hop the way it is now if it wasn't for what y'all were doing back there in the early '90s, man. So yeah, how'd that get
Yeah.
going?
So again, I was making a whole lot of noise. I started producing for South Park Coalition real heavy. DBX started producing for AC Chill, RIP. Started producing. Well, I made a few songs for Tech Nine. Made songs for Cap, Mr. Cap. Of course, I did. I produced Point Blank's first two albums.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? K Reno's Black Book with Danger Zone. Right,
Danger
worked
Zone.
at those. I was going to working with I think digital samply, something like that. I can't remember right off the top, but I was working with Keenan Lyles, R.I.P. I was working with Keenan Lyles at his studio that was in Mo City at that time. I work and I was producing for 20 to Life. You know what I'm saying? I did songs on the album. So I was producing, of course, Gangsta Nip. Like I was producing a lot of songs like that. So Gangsta Nip, uh, Southport Coalition, when I got in, K Reno said, "Hey, there's this guy Gangsta Nip, right? Wants to, mess around with you as far as beats." I said, "No sweat." So I did a 5-song EP with Gangsta Nip, and I rapped on two of those songs. One of them was "Gotta Get Out the Game," and
Hmm.
I can't really remember the other one, right? But that was the main one. So he went and took it to Jay Prince, right? And then Gangsta Nip came back to me and he said, "Say, uh, I can get signed to Rap a Lot." I said, "You can?" I said, "All right, cool. That's what's up." I wasn't trying to hear it because I was with Radical Records. I was with
Hmm.
COD, right? I was like, "All right, cool. That's good." He said, "Listen, though." He said, I told him, okay. He said, "Who made the beats?" Because Jay Prince was like, "I don't think I can find anybody to make beats with the stuff that you're talking about, man." You know what I'm saying? You're talking about dead, a fish squirrel dead, and a fish head chest, and the clothes hanging out. It was crazy raps, man. Right?
Yeah.
Crazy style, right? But my terror beats and the horror beats, it matched together perfectly,
Hmm.
right? So, Jay Prince said, well, he said, "Well, who's that guy rapping right there?" He said, "That's Dope E. That's the one that did the music." Then when he heard Got It Out the Game, he was like, "Well, who's that?" "That's Dope E, the one that did the music." Said, "Well, hell, get him with you, then you got it." Right. So he came back to me, and at first he was gonna be Gangsta Nip and the Terrorist. He's a businessman, so he's supposed to
Yeah.
say that. I was like, "Yeah, that's cool, but I gotta stand alone, my homie. You know what I'm saying? I can't, be with you like that." So we were still together, still made beats for him. But when I signed with Rap a Lot, me and Egypt formed the Terrorist, right? And of course, my upbringing, pro black, from the boondocks in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Where I was born, I seen a
Hmm.
lot of racial, you know what I'm saying, a lot of racial things happen or whatever, tension and everything. So I came up a little bit different, even though I was in Houston. I came up a little bit different than everybody else. So on Rap a Lot, I was the only like conscious rapper. You see what I'm saying? At that
Hmm.
time, that was like pro black on some like power black stuff. And I think like Ghetto Boys, they were on that too. But I
Hmm.
was all about that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I was very political, had my own lane, still got my own lane when I do my stuff. But yeah, so that's how the Rap a Lot thing happened. So I met up with Jay Prince, and we hooked up, and he signed me, and he signed me in Egypt at the time, and we went in the studio and started recording the Terrorist album, Terror Strikes, and it was 12 songs on there. One of the main songs on there was "Blow Them Hoes Up." You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And RIP to DJ Screw, right? He put that on like one of his first DJ Screw, mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? And that was good to be a part of his album. He put a few of my songs on there, but I was one of the first ones on the DJ Screw album. A lot of people don't know. There's a popular picture that I like, well, not me, but they always show when him DJing, and my picture's in the background on the wall,
That's
because
right. The terrorist.
DJ Screw had my picture on his wall. So I think a lot of people should, take after DJ Screw and support the Terrorists, and support the new Dope E album that I have out. That's it right there. I'll be damned, you got it. That's my
Yeah.
Terrorist picture right there on the wall. Ain't that crazy? DJ
Yeah.
Screw, right? Yeah, so
That's
hopefully the love continues, because what I've seen a lot of people black out the back wall back there, you know. I say,
Mhm.
listen, man, listen, I don't understand.
Let a
I
player
don't know
shine,
why.
man. Come
I don't
on.
know why they do me like that, but I do know why they do me like that, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh,
But
we
DJ
know.
Screw, yeah, but DJ Screw wouldn't do me like that. See what I'm saying? That's why I was on his wall. You know, so that says a
Screw knew the
lot, you
real
know.
music. So before we leave the rap a lot talk, horror movie rap you produce,
Hmm.
right? I
Right, I
mean,
did.
horror movie rap is considered the original song that started the horrorcore style. Which I mean, now you got like fucking what's those dudes from Louisiana, the white guys? Oh man, I'm bringing. I haven't smoked any weed today, so I'm kind of tripping. It'll come to me in 5 seconds when we start
Come
talking.
on,
But
the white guys.
yeah,
You should know them,
I
Ram.
know, I know. You know, I don't listen to white people music.
I know, I know.
That's. But I seen him in concert though. My homie Maxo Cream was my homie was DJing for Maxo Cream.
Okay.
Suicide Boys. There we go. Thank you. The Suicide
Suicide
Boys
boy.
are horror
Okay.
cap. And dude, yeah, my homie Track Sounds was DJing for Maxo Cream, and they came out here to Portland a year ago. And these dudes are straight horrorcore. They got a really lot of their sounds from 3 6 Mafia and UGK, which they got their sounds from you. You know what I mean? So you're like the
Absolutely.
grandfather of this concert I went to, and it was like completely sold out. It was like 10,000 people. And I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there watching it and reflecting it and thinking about how all this shit wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the song Horror Movie Rap that
Ain't
you
that crazy?
produced. It's
Crazy.
crazy. It's crazy. I
Hmm.
was talking to Demo about how like one little thing in the world, one choice that you can make can have such a ripple effect over time. And that's
Right.
why I was really reflecting on that stage. There's so many people out there going crazy. I was like, these motherfuckers don't even know where this shit came from, man. And that's why it's
Absolutely.
important to me to be talking to you today about this kind of stuff. So, what influenced you to make horror? I mean, that was some crazy. I was 11, I
Hmm.
was way too young to be listening to that shit when I was listening to it, but it
Right.
was like it molded who I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the music that you created. Like what influenced you to want to make that style? And with bringing in the Chucky, I know I know Nip
Hmm.
helped write Chucky, but like, did you produce Chucky too?
No, I didn't.
Okay, okay, but
No.
horror movie rap is, I mean, that's the pinnacle. So what influenced you to go that route?
Uh, so when I was younger, I couldn't play that well. I couldn't play that well. And so I said, okay, I have to make this sound like I can play. This was before sequencing. This was before multi-tracking. This was before ADATs and DAT machines. What we used to do, old schools know what I'm talking about. We used to take a cassette player and then come out the back of the RC and get another cassette and go into that one. So I could use one voice and then another voice later, right? And I could also play like a low part of the keyboard and then play like the next time around I record. You only get one chance now. You can't pull it back. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get fancy with it. And I would record into the second cassette player. And you have to make sure you press Dolby if anybody wants to do it, because you're gonna lose your highs if you don't. Anyways, so we would record one time, then come out the back of the RCA into the other one and do another recording. When we did that, that allowed me to I played the bass line, then I play a high keyboard part or a melody, and then I would not only I rap the first time, I could do like backgrounds. So I was one of the first ones that was like, so we step into the place, in the place, and five, and then in the, and my parents are like, who's the other guy? I'm like, that's me. How did you do that? I know. Yeah. So we were go, and then sometimes like we get another cassette, then we would go out of that cassette back into the other one. So we were doing multi-tracking through cassettes, right? And so that's
Wow.
how the horror music started, because I couldn't play that well. Now, with that, I didn't want to play nothing funky. I didn't want to play nothing that sound good, because I was rapping like angry. So that's what did it. I was like, oh man, that sounds, whoa, I like how that sounds. So it was something that came about just being creative and being original. And
Yeah.
then the more I sounded, people were like, man, I like, oh, that's kind of wicked, those sounds you make. And so they start saying wicked and sinister. Again, I would always say, now this galactical, man. You had it sound like that's outer space, right? And so that's how it happened. And then I started coin to start, to get my patent my own style Okay, you know what? This is it right here. Now I can play way better than I could play back then, but I still make sure I kind of tone it down a little bit, because it's gonna lose the source of it, and that's
Yeah.
how it is, man. That came about that, and I have to say Egypt E because Egypt E could play galactical music because again we're not the best players. So, but again, it's the octaves and the registers and knowing the keys. And I know music theory. I went to school for it. So me and Egypt would meet at that happy medium. I say, no, not that, because that right there is out of tune. But
Mhm.
over here, okay, now we go. Oh, that's a funky blue note right there. And so we hit the black keys, white keys, and we would test it. I just didn't want to play like the things that we grew up and what they were sampling when I grew up, they was destroying James Brown by sampling James Brown sample and everything. Get into it, folks. I was like, yeah, 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 man, slow this shit down, man. And then everybody knows that comes to my studio. Now I got green lights, but when I create, it's black. The only lights is from the hardware equipment. That's how I like it. I
Yeah.
like it being darkness. I like just darkness, creating from darkness, because
Hmm.
light has something to do with the creativity. You know what I'm saying? If you have green lights, you have blue lights, you have what you call the lights that turn your clothes white. What you call them?
Oh yeah, black lights.
Yeah, 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 black lights and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But darkness though is what really, really does it. Sometimes I write lyrics. I'll just move the curtain from the window, and I'll use the moonlight for sight
Mm.
and write back in the day.
Do you
So
think that that light has some type of frequency that's putting you in a better place? Because I mean, light got frequency too, right?
right,
So.
everything has frequency. Everything is moving.
Mhm.
Everything you think something's still. Right. When I was young, I learned how to do pottery. Right? Everything has a vibration. Everything is moving, whether you see it or not. But yeah, again, it's being able to go in that zone I told you and capture that. That's what makes me different from everybody else. Because someone may come home or somebody may make a beat and be inspired by somebody else, or be inspired by a billboard, or be inspired by something they see. I don't do that, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying mine comes from a place of nothingness into something. And I've heard people say, "Hey man, that beat sound like so and so." I trash that beat. I'll trash it. I don't want. Damn, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a cover producer. I'm
No,
not.
I that's the last thing I would ever think about you because your music's so unique, and it always. I just remember like when we were hanging out in Austin, man. You were like working on stuff, and you come to my house, and you would like read me some rap, and then tell me about the beat, and just you're so original, man. And I think that that's so cool. Like you're such an original. I mean, like yeah, dog. Like back to it, man. You created this, the catalyst that spread into this crazy thing where we're at now, and it's wild. I Not just and you haven't stopped, man. I was, a lot of people they 10, 15 years later make another album and you listen to it and you're like, oh, all right, that's cool. But man, I put this album on and just got blown away. Man, this
I
new album,
appreciate
dog.
that.
Oh my God, man.
Appreciate that.
I'm
You
pulling
know.
you up right now.
And yeah. What are we? What are we? What are we? Are we streaming on
We're on
YouTube or
YouTube.
something?
We should be on Twitch and we should be on Kick right now.
Kind of breaking up. Real
Not on
deal.
Facebook
I'm
right now.
trying to find it so I can send it to
Yeah.
people.
If they go to youtube.com/@Optimo RAM.
Oh, it's Optimal RAM.
Yeah, and then it was supposed to be on Facebook right now too, but
All right, send me
yeah,
that
I'm not
link if you
sure.
can.
Okay, I'll text it to you
Yeah,
right
send that
now.
link. Yeah, because they
I'll
going
they
crazy,
ask.
man.
Shout out to everybody out there. Let me see here.
All right, yeah.
Uh,
Hmm. Yeah, so this is very special, to me to be able to speak. I wouldn't say freely, but I'm very circumspect with things that come, out, created by the tongue. That tongue is a very small member, but yet it causes damage to the rest of your members. Yeah, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
real.
Yeah, that tongue is like what do you call it? A small rudder. That's on a ship, a big old ship, whether it's the lever or it's the knob, and that's I consider that being the tongue.
That's real because that small little thing can control that whole giant ass ship.
That's
That's
what
all
it
the way
is.
real. And you can drive yourself into the made up iceberg, or you can cruise
Yikes!
yourself into the port. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. It actually decides the course of action for where your life goes. So
It's so true, man. And what you speak on your lyrics, you can tell that you, like I said, you can really tell that you've put in a lot of thought to that. The new album, Ready for Whatever, I think really constitutes that, man. Like, man. So what? Because it's been a few years since you dropped an album, right?
yeah, that's how I like to drop. I don't like to
Yeah.
drop every couple months and stuff like that. I don't do that.
No. No, you gotta, because you're doing the production and everything too. You're not just rapping, man. You're creating uh almost a story. I mean, like your songs, I feel like go together well. You know what I mean? Some people just like have a bunch of tracks thrown together on some shit and it don't sound right, but like, and everything on your album just goes good. My personal favorite song off of it is I'm Back in the Game, because it has been a long time since I did this. And again, shout out to my boy Peter Best for sending me the link to that. He's like, check it out. And then I was listening to it. He was telling me about No Games. We'll get to that one in a minute, but I'm Back in the Game, that song, I was like, it's like me and Dope are still connected mentally, man. I always, like we were hanging out, man. You were somebody I really respected and had so much
Thank you,
fun with.
man. Thank you.
And I feel like we had a good connection there. And when I heard that song, I was like, man, we're just on the same wavelength with this shit. Because that song's like the theme song of my last 6 months of my life, man. I'm back in the motherfucking game. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. And I mean,
Woo.
that song, it just really represents well of how I was feeling. So it really touched me and hit me. And I was like, because I was getting ready to start doing this. I was like, well, who am I going to interview? Who's even rapping anymore?
Right.
And it's my boy Dope E. Man, I couldn't believe, I was so fucking excited, man. So how long you been working on this album?
Oh
Probably been
man.
a while, I'd
So
imagine.
yeah, I've been working on it almost 4 years. Yeah, that's kind of like I like to drop. Yeah, I would say 3.5, 4 years because again, my mother passed first,
I'm sorry.
and then my pops passed just recently. So and I had to go through that. I haven't shed a tear since I was 12 years old. I don't cry. It's weird, right? I went to 2 years of therapy. Probably finished my therapy maybe about probably been about 6 good months, 7 months. Yeah, yeah, and had to get some things right mentally and get my mind right from a lot of childhood things that causes errors that when you get older hurt yourself
Hmm.
and other people. But I'm a fighter, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go that route. So yeah, I think what was the question said again?
That's a
As
good
far
question.
as
Oh, I don't know. Ready for whatever. So yeah,
okay, got you.
when
How
we're
long?
talking about the few years, what inspired you to, well, even the name of the album being
Right.
Ready for Whatever?
Right. Okay, that's what I was leading into. Thank you.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
going through Ready for It after going through everything I went through, you
Hmm.
know, it's like, man, what else could come up, man? You know what I'm saying? Everything is stopping me from doing this album, right? Including
Hmm.
myself, right? Everything is stopping me from getting this done. And if I
Man,
can get this out, because I know this is gonna be my best work, and it's like, listen, if I can get through this, whatever comes, I'm ready for whatever it is. It,
ready
it
for
like it doesn't even matter. So
it.
I had someone who stood by my side the entire time. He did Mark Kidney. He
Mhm.
did the mixing and the mastering. He done a phenomenal job, man, on the mixing and mastering, right? So he accentuated all my drums, all my music. He brought it out, man. He knew exactly what to do. He's got over 30 years of experience. He's a three-time Grammy Award, uh, top 40, mixing and mastering engineer. So he's top of the line. I'm so grateful, that he's working with me, man, and continues to work with my projects. And quality and sound quality has a lot to do with everything. You see what I'm saying? And so this is one of the top albums that I've worked out and put out. My first album, of course, Terror Strikes. That album hits different. Because that was the first album that I put out that got global notoriety from. You see what I'm saying?
You
And
did,
that,
and it's. Go ahead. Sorry.
okay, yeah, and that's catapulted me even to this day, right? And and I just think, like artists like Zero, Zero came up to me at the music hall when Sheila Jackson Lee, when they were recognizing Sheila Jackson Lee, RIP, uh, to her, for her contributions and things like that to Houston. And Zero approached me backstage, and he came up to me and say, "Hey, dope, I got songs with everybody but you." I said, "Look, say less, man. Say less." And we switched numbers right there. Maybe within a couple days, I sent him some music. Right, I already know his style. I already know my style. I already know how it was going to mesh together. And so I sent him that less than 2 weeks. The turnaround time. Big ups to Zero. Always been a supporter of me on interviews. Always mentions my name, and then he also did a feature, right? And he destroyed it. He did an excellent job, man. Executed well, and that's the song called "No Games." And R.I.P. to my pops. Like I say, he's actually at the end of the song. He's at the end of the song saying, "I don't play no games. No, I don't play no games." And so it's just a good thing to have my father, on the track. I get to hear his voice until I've expired.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. It's a really good song too. I got it pulled up. Should we play it for the people real quick? Let them
Absolutely.
hear it.
That'll give me time
Let's
to
do it.
text everybody and get them in.
Yes, let's do that. I'm gonna I'm gonna get this going here. It's the new album, Ready for Whatever, y'all. It's on Spotify and streaming. Let's check it out. It is No Games, Dopey, featuring Zero, King of the Ghetto. I don't play no games.
I don't play no games. No, no games. No games. I don't play no games.
Zero, the crooked king of the ghetto, and don't be the Holocausta, the terrorist.
I don't play no games. No, no games. No games. I don't play no games.
I know you see the look in my eyes. I've been a killer the whole while. I'm so negative it hurt when I smile. It might look good to you, but somebody get hurt when I smile. I know they probably still thinking I'm full of perks when I smile. I ain't about to shake nobody's hand, cause y'all be playing with y'all balls and shit. Kicking it with the detectives and y'all be solving shit. Don't get it twisted, cause you see me doing this ball and shit. Pay for what? You must don't know who you calling, bitch. All I got is hard dick and this FN. If she ain't talking about it, then I'ma go fuck her best friend. I'm bad news, baby. I'm not the one you should let in. I'm out here doing gangster shit. I'm not the one to check in. Somebody looking for me. I can't go without my weapon. I'm looking for them too when I see them. Soon as I step in, I'm at their neck. I'm talking esophagus on the outside. That's how we get down on the south side. Pussy nigga.
See the look in my eyes. I don't play no games. No, no games. No games. I don't play no games. You gon' know who's sitting next to me. I don't play no games. No, no games. No games. I don't play no games.
I ain't got no time to be joking, ain't playing around with you niggas. You haters be steady provoking. I got my finger on triggers. You fuck with Zero, then you fucking with me. Yeah, I'm dopey, I'm a terrorist, a quadruple OG. In the game since 1989, ain't playing no games. Got an AR-15 with a thumb trigger, blow out your brains. Oh, you think it's a game when it ain't? I'm blowing you devils up out the water. I'm leaving you dead in the paint if you short me on my money or 1/4. And you hoe ass niggas in the game ain't got no love for no leech. Only the real niggas in my coalition, we consider you a breach. I'll run up on you quick, test your boxing game, I don't give a fuck. Go to swing in on your ass, if you got any sense you better duck. I'm about that life, you better ask around. You need to pick up what I'm putting down. Don't be a crash dummy, bozo the clown. You can talk that shit on phone, but when you see me in person, everything gon' change. And I'm ready for whatever, I let that iron swing. I ain't playing no games.
You can see the look in my eyes. I don't play no games. No games. No games. I don't play no games. You gon' know it's sitting next to me. I don't play no games. No games. No games. I don't play no games.
I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I don't play no games.
You can see the look in my eyes. I don't play no games. No games. No games. I don't play no games. You gon' know it's sitting next to me. I don't play no games. No games. No games. I don't play no games. You can see the look in my eyes.
Man. Okay, hold up, man. Dog. How do I take this thing out of here? That's wild. Man, and you're right. The production, the mixing and mastering on that, it sounds so good and so crispy. And that's so important for me. I've worked with so many
Right.
artists over the years. There's a lot of people that put out really great music and it just didn't sound good enough in the car when you're bumping it. The production here, that's what I was talking about. I was like, man, it sounds great. Shout out to your mix and mastering homie and your production levels. And it was really
Thank
cool
you.
hearing your pops there. I
Yes.
know that's got to be special for you.
Yeah, it's super special, man. Like I said, I get to hear his voice, over and over again. That's probably, one of the main songs I play, man. So I was very, very close to my father. Absolutely no, it takes nothing away from my mom because my mom was solid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I learned a lot that my mother could never teach me that my dad taught me and the things that he said. And, you know what I'm saying? I just love my dad, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's real, man. Yeah, same for me. I lost my dad a few years ago too, and I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for him and his record store. Like we wouldn't be sitting here talking right now. So
Right.
grateful for the people that guided us on our way to be sitting here at this moment right now, man.
Absolutely,
It's
brother.
crazy. It's crazy. 16 years later, dog. I've been thinking about it a lot. When we first started hanging out in Austin and doing the radio and going back and forth, man. We really had some fun times. I remember you being at my house one day when we were getting ready to go to Houston, and you were like going off about something about the cops or something, and I can't remember what you said, but I was like, oh man. So we head out to Houston, and we were in like Bastrop or something, and we were like smoking a blunt or something like that or whatever. I know you don't smoke no more, but
Right.
we were doing something, and one of them big old piggly wiggly ass sheriffs pulled up right next to us, and he looked at us, and I just looked at you, and I was like, I hope this motherfucker don't pull us over, man. And he didn't,
Yeah.
thank God. But man, I just remember I just had a lot of really good memories with you, man. Do you have anything that you remember from back in them days that was fun?
Let me see. That was fun.
Well, fun, yeah. Or just I remember hanging out the studio with you, hanging. I do
Yeah.
have one story I want to get into, but I got some other stuff I want to get to that in a minute.
Okay. Well, I've done enough talking. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, yeah.
No, I missed.
Listen, man. Doing the shows, going from Austin to Houston, man, because you lived in
Yeah.
Austin for a long time too.
Right.
And it was just really wild that I started that radio. I felt like we were like you know what I'm saying, like how when you made that song, I was like, man, me and Dope just on some same level. I remember talking to you and be like, oh man, well, we will have to get together sometime. We'll make this work. And then we got to talking and we realized we lived literally 5 minutes from each other in Austin.
That was
which
that was
wild.
crazy.
That was
crazy.
wild. And then we just
Yeah.
started kicking all the time. And I had so much fun hanging out with you, man. And
Yeah.
man, just watching you work and do your thing, man. It was a real blessing for me to be able to watch you be creative and see you do your thing. And when you talk about intergalactic stuff, man, I think you're very connected to not just what's happening, what our five senses can show us, but what's
Hmm.
really out there. And I
Right.
really want to ask you if you remember
Hmm.
this story. I know that we might have
Absolutely.
been a little bit inebriated, but it wasn't like we were fucked up or on mushrooms or nothing like that. You, me, and Jordan were at the radio station one night, and we were walking outside. We was maybe smoking a blunt or whatever we was doing. We was outside. It was late at night,
Right.
and I just remember looking at Jordan, and he goes, and he points up all weird looking. I was like, what the fuck are
Uh-huh.
you talking about? And I look up and there's like three orbs, look like they were directly over us. Like, and I'm like, you know, you were there. And it was like, as soon as we cut, we were like, oh shit. As soon as we saw them, they were like, pew, 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 and disappeared. And I was like, that shit was one of the craziest. Do you remember that happening?
Yes, I do. Like yesterday, every UFO event that I've ever had, I remember like yesterday. And people ask me, 5 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, I'm gonna tell them the exact same thing all
Hmm.
the time. It doesn't. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
I was outside my house. I don't want to get into the other stuff, but I was outside my house with this chick, right? Years ago, long time ago. And my mom called us in the house, put it like that. And so she said, "Get the girl out of my house." I said, "Fine." So we went to go stand outside. Yeah, you see how I said that? So yeah, so we're standing outside in the driveway. My homie Dre Black, I let him use my car, and I called him. I said, "Hey, my mom, wants us. I got to get this girl out of here, man." He said, "All right, cool." So he heads back to the house. Took about maybe 15 minutes to get back. Within that 10 minutes, we're standing out in the driveway and we're looking up. And what we're seeing is like orange orbs that keep hitting. I saw about 7, 8 of them just all over the sky. Looked like they're about like a mile long. They were hitting, different light. So I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe it's the chrome that's shining off the bumper into my eyes. Maybe that's it. I don't know. So I'm looking up. It's like, nah, that's not it. It's just going on for like 5 minutes. And then, mind you, this girl's like, what I'm saying? This girl's right next to me. You know what I'm saying? We watching this, right? We both chilling, looking up, right? I said, damn, what is it? Oh well. Boom, about 5 minutes later, right? Because that went on for about 5 minutes, right? About 5 minutes passed. Boom, out of nowhere, right over the house, we saw like must have been like I don't know about a quarter of a mile, big like the blimp, like it was like big like the blimp, it was like gray, and it was flying. Like I said, what is that, man? To myself, I said, oh, okay. I'm daydreaming to myself. I said, okay, and so I started thinking of Ice Cube song, right? Today was a good day, and I look and I saw the Goodyear blimp, and it read Ice Cube's a pimp. I thought I was just tripping in my head. I said, hold on, wait. If I'm thinking about this, how come it don't say Ice Cube's a pimp on the side? And then I said it again to I'm telling you, I was tripping, man. Then I said it again to myself. And I said the Goodyear blimp, and it said Ice Cube. Oh, whoa. And then as soon as I said whoa, listen, man, Ram, the thing metamorphosized, man. And it went down to like a sprinter van. And it was like right over the houses, man. I stayed in a cul-de-sac, right? And
Hmm.
so it stopped and it hovered. I saw people playing and stuff outside. I was like, don't nobody see this? Mind you, old girl standing right next to me now, right? And so it started coming our way. It was going maybe 2 miles an hour. So I didn't see nothing in the sky. What was that? It was right over our heads, maybe 15 to 20 feet, man. I know because it went under the street light. And
Oh
it was,
shit.
yes, man, it was coming our way. Now, it went on the side. Right before it went on the side, it slowed down maybe zero point 0.5 miles an hour, like real slow, almost stopping. And that's when I started uh, connecting with it. All right. And I was like, well, I wasn't talking to, I was talking to myself at first. I say, what is that made out of? And this is why people call it UFOs. This is my opinion. I said, what is that? Damn, what is that made out of steel? And it sent a message back. It said no. And I was shocked, like, hold on, did it just talk back to me? I said, what is that? Right, but I still didn't talk back. I was still thinking to myself. I said, no, what is that? Is it iron? It said no. I said, damn, it's trying to talk back. I said, it must be, what is that, metal? Some type of metal? It said no. And then it gave me the answer. And I said, UFO? Dude, the thing was talking to me, man. I said, hold on, UFO. And then it went from gray to like almost black. And
Wow.
then it went in between. It metamorphosized some more, smaller,
Mhm.
and then it went in between my next door neighbor's house and my house, my parents' house. Now I used to cut the yard like every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? During the summertime, I was like, hold on, we got a big tree that's on the side of the house. Where the hell it go? So yeah, I was terrified. I waited about 30 to 45 seconds. I did. I waited, man. Now, when I stuck my head around the corner, let me tell you something, man. First, I stuck my hair around it, then my forehead, then my nose, then my like I went like, you know what I'm saying, real slow. I just didn't. Then I looked up. Well, like once I got to where my mouth was, I looked up. I say, where the hell did it go? You know, I'm thinking like, and then I stepped out into the yard.
Mhm.
I said, damn. Then I looked at, I almost said her name. Then I looked at old girl and I was like, did you see that? I never even got at out. Like when I said, did you see? She went, and that scared me. So I ran back to her to go, you know what I'm saying, to go hold her. Dude, she was squeezing me. And then she was pointing out, she was trying to tell me the story from the beginning of what I saw about the orbs going. And she was like, and that's how she couldn't even talk, man. She couldn't even talk, dude. I said, hold on. And I said, damn, let go of me. And then I got ready to go look around the corner. Don't go, please don't go around the corner. Like I was getting ready to die or something. I said, you know what? Maybe I ain't gonna go around it. So I never looked back around the corner. I was like, damn. Now I came back. I said, you saw that, right? Then she said, don't tell Dre, don't tell him nothing, don't tell him nothing. Right. So when we got in the car, it was like he was driving. You know, I told him to drive. She was in the back seat, and I let him drive. I was in the passenger seat. He was looking through the rear view at her. He was like, he look at me. Man, what happened, man? Y'all good, man? I mean, I said, yeah, everything good, man. No, no, like, what'd your mom say? I said, I ain't got nothing to do with my mom. Everything's good. You know, and she got out the car and she ran. I'm not even done. She ran inside the house. She said, man, what'd you do? I said, I ain't do shit to her. I'm telling you what's up. And so I probably told him the story later, right? So I kept the secrecy between me and her, right? But I never told nobody. Watch this. 20 years later, man. Almost 20 years later, I got a call on my BlackBerry. So it was like 2008, because that's when Blackberries was in. 2007, 2008, right? I got a call on my BlackBerry. Restricted. Now, you know I don't answer my phone. If your number not in my phone, you are shit out of luck. And then, but watch this though. I got a feeling of me talking to the UFO. That communication will never leave from me. I said, what? To myself, I say, nah, this is old girl. I don't want to say her name. I said, this is old girl calling me. I knew it. I answered it. I said, yo. She goes, yeah. She called me by my name. I'm so proud. I don't even know my damn name.
I don't
I
think I
got
know
one
your
of
name.
I know. Listen, I got one of my partners that's watching right now. He probably falling out right now when I said that. But yeah, so she called me by my name, right? She's like, I say, yeah, this is him. She goes, hey, listen, I'm sorry, because she didn't know if I was with somebody or married or whatever. She's like, hey, I don't know if I'm calling, causing a disturbance, but uh, I need to speak with you. I said, hold on just a second. Now watch this. 1 week before round, I told the people who I was staying with the story that I told you already.
Mhm.
I just told them the UFO story. So old girl was cooking, old dude. I said, hey man, y'all come sit down. Put my phone on mute. Y'all sit on the couch. Y'all sit on. I said, yeah. What do you want, old girl? I'm saying old girl because I'm not saying her name. What do you want, old girl? I took my BlackBerry. I put it on speakerphone and I slid it on the carpet in the middle of the room. I said, I know what she's gonna say. I know what she's gonna say. She said, yeah, hey, I have a friend with me. I said, yeah. She said, Murder One gave me your number. Murder One. I
Murder.
saw him, right, yeah. Murder One know every damn body. Right. And so He say, she say, Murder One gave me a number. I saw him in the store, and he told me that you don't give your number out. But I told him I wanted to speak with you about a UFO we saw. He gave her the number. Like, oh man, dope in them damn UFOs. So he gave her the number. So that's how she ended up calling, right? So I don't have to say the story no more, right? So now she says, "Hey, I have my friend with me. She's listening right now. Could you tell her the story about the UFO we saw?" I told her the same story. Her friend was like this. Her friend say, "Oh my God. Oh my God." I say, "What? What?" "I can't believe it. That's exactly," watch this. She say, "That's exactly what she told me verbatim. That's
Wow.
exactly what she told me word for word." I said, "Listen, man, you can ask me when I got Alzheimer's or what, and I'm still in dementia. I'm still gonna tell you this same story. I'll never ever forget that story, man. And through all my trials and tribulations, and even with me being on lock and all that old stuff, that's what kept me strong because I know for a fact that something else is out there for sure. That's stronger than humans. That's got more better technology and everything. You know what I'm saying? And then I got in the truth, and I, found out who that's connected with. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's
but
so
that's the
real.
story behind that. That's the
Those UFOs
absolute
that we
truth.
saw that night, I felt like they were like 50 feet above us. I didn't feel like
It
they were
was.
way up in the sky. They was like right there. It was three of
Yep.
them, like it was three of us.
That's
And
right.
they all didn't take off at the exact. They weren't like connected and took off. It was like, and they disappeared. And I remember that. I think about that shit all the time, man. And I tell that story to people. They
Yeah.
think I'm crazy, but man, I know you were there. Jordan was there. Well, we were there, man.
I
That
was
shit
there.
really
Listen,
happened.
they already think I'm crazy, so join the club with me. That's good.
Right.
You
I feel that.
listen. They thought Messiah was crazy. Go ahead though.
So let me ask you this. So where do you think, because I know you're a very intergalactic, universal person and a spiritual person too,
Right.
where do you see spirituality and what we call UFOs connecting? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So through the knowledge that I've obtained maybe the last 10, 11 years, right? And that's Israelites, right?
Hmm.
Um Having that knowledge and being reading the Bible, being taught the Bible um the correct way. UFOs are all in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Christ left on a cloud. Cloud is another word for UFO. Flying roll is another word for UFO. Chariot is another word for UFO. You see what I'm saying? And there's several names, that show us that UFOs have always been around. You see what I'm saying? The light that the what you call we three kings of Orient, all bearing kings, all that whole thing, and they're looking at the star and cry. That was a UFO. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So Men in Black ain't too far off. When old girl leaves in a little space capsule and leaves all that stuff like that. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. I spoke about this with Aaron James. He's singing on a song that's on the album, new album called "I'm Through." Right,
Hmm.
that's his melodical voice singing on that. Right,
Nice.
and so we spoke about that actually today about how there's nothing new under the sun. So UFOs exist, IFOs, identifying flying objects, however people want to talk about it. But it is absolutely true. They're here, they're watching, and they are connected to right. They are connected, saying with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's going to be in the end when
Hmm.
America is destroyed within an hour. See what I'm saying? It'll be Jesus Christ, as they say in the English, Jesus Christ who will be returning with over 200 million angels. This is what the Bible says, man. 200 million angels. Christ is going to show up with that's going to darken out the sky. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? 200 million angels are going to show up, and it would have to take 200 million angels for this oppressor to stop oppressing every damn body on this damn planet. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
so true.
The elite in that 1% is damn near crazy as hell, man. You see what I'm saying? And they, and they even take out their own. Ain't that a trip? But
Yeah, yeah, they sure do.
right. And so it would take a black man by the name of Jesus Christ to come out those clouds, 6'9" in height, with afros and dark skin, you know what I'm saying, to set the record straight. And that's exactly what the scriptures say. And
I
that's a
love it.
it's a hard pill for some who don't want to face it, but UFOs exist, man, and they have always been here. They have always been watching, and time is almost up, America. Time is almost up.
It really seems like it. And what's interesting to me is that like the media now is telling us about UFOs and nobody really seems to give a shit, which is really crazy too. That's how you know what fucked up society is. It's like they're like, yeah, aliens are real and these UFOs and all this stuff is real, and everybody's like, what's for dinner? So it's weird because so then when you bring that because I do think I'm really intrigued to talk about that a little bit more. What throws me off a little bit is my distrust for the government. And so when the government starts telling us something, I think it's some bullshit. And I know about Project Bluebeam and all that, where they're gonna fake the rapture or whatever you call
Right.
it
Right.
and bring that on. So, but in the Bible, as you said, it really says that that's what's going to happen. But then, like, are they trying to fake it? Like, I don't. What's going on, man?
Yeah. So, holograms, and they're gonna fake it. And I mean, they've been faking it from the very beginning,
Yeah.
they've been faking it with the white Christ. They've been faking it from the very beginning, right? So yeah, they are going to stage, and I don't want to say they are going to. I'm just speaking biblically, right?
Mhm.
Um, I don't know about the staging because the Bible don't talk about staging other than, them creating Christianity and having us bow down to a white Jesus who is really Caesar Borgia, second
Mhm.
son of Pope Alexander the Sixth of Rome, and the whole Borgia family is sort of like the Trump family, which is a crime family,
Mhm.
right? But what the Bible talks about is all the nations of the earth, right, that are going to war against Christ and the angels when they try to come, right? So they seem to be warring right now, whether it's Ukraine, Russia, whether it's Israel and Palestine, whatever. But when it's a metaphor. When that sky cracks, everybody's going to get together and say we have to stop what's coming. Why? Because we've been lied to, thinking that it's aliens and little green men, and they're coming to get us, and when they're really coming to save Black, Hispanic, and Native American people, who are the real Israelites according to the scriptures. And when I say that, I mean of Negroid and Indian descent. So that would include, you have 12 tribes of Israel, right? So that would include, Jamaicans, Bahamians. That would include, the Trinidadians, uh, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Colombians. You got from Colombia to Uruguay, right? You have certain Brazilians. It is. You have oh man, you have the Native American Indians. You have Mexicans. Like there's 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, and that's the problem that's been put out. But when you look at all those people, like the Guatemalans, the Salvadorians, right? Like all those people who I named, we have one thing that's in common, which is we have an oppressor that's oppressing. Like Cuba is, the lights are out in Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going through hell right now. And it's just what you said, Ram. People are like, oh, that's pretty sad. What's for dinner? People are not gonna
Mhm.
feel it until it hits home, right? And you had in the book of Isaiah, it speaks about America and how scripture says that she will not be called a lady anymore.
Mhm.
She won't be called nice and delicate and so rich. It is going to crumble. This place has to fall. Babylon, that's what America is, modern day Babylon. It has to fall. And I don't mean, and let me clear up discrepancies and what people may have. Like they may think, oh, that's the end of the world. It's going to be destroyed, like the Venezuela, earthquake or something. No, we're going to be right here. No, 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 no. Earth ain't going nowhere. Earth ain't going nowhere. We're talking about a change in rulership. We're talking about a changing of the guard, right? So the people that were in power, which are the Dukes of Edom, Edomites, which is the biblical name, right? Whether they Jewish people or whether they white folks, they all the same, right? And and it has to be a change in rulership, and that's what Christ is coming back to establish. So
Mhm.
it's not that our oppressor is going to all of a sudden say, "Hey, I'm the chosen people of God. Here I go." You can't be the chosen people. Listen, and not to call out names, but I am calling out names. You mean to tell me Jerry Springer, R.I.P. Jerry Springer was a Jewish person, and look at his show, and he's supposed to be a man of God. I'm just saying, Howard Stern. I could go on for days, man. And if you're claiming that you are an Israelite, or you Jewish, whatever you want to say that you're claiming, you have a responsibility. I'm saying and a moral and ethical responsibility to bring righteousness on the planet and maintain righteousness on the planet, and then make sure all of your weights and weight meaning and your scales are fair and justice, and you're not doing what they're doing today, which would be called respecter of persons. So you can't have somebody that had 91 felonies originally and ended up being charged for 34 felonies. I ain't calling no names. I'm just speaking. What else? You see what I'm saying? But then there's still president. You know what I'm saying? Who can openly say, I'll grab him you know, I'll grab them, you know what I'm saying, inappropriately. And then you can still be president. When meanwhile, there's people that do things like that and they spend the rest of their life in jail forever. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You can't rob and people. That's people that businesses that fall that never keep going. You have someone that's in power right now. Damn near every business that he ever started failed, including the business of running America. See what I'm saying? So, that's the truth. There's something about this truth, man. The truth is gonna stand no matter what against all the lies, against all the falsehood. Truth is not
Yeah.
going anywhere. See what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
The
So,
truth always coming out in the light, and so I appreciate that. So, from what I understand too, and I'm not really well versed in the Bible, but what I understand is they say in the Book of Revelations there will be people who pretend to be the Jews, but they're really the synagogue of Satan. Is that something that you guys are understanding, or is that part of what you understand? Because that's what I understand is like these people are pretending to be Is they're using Judaism, but really they're
hmm
satanic, and it's
right.
obvious by what's happening across the world with all this evil shit that a lot of these people who are in power are perpetrating on the humanity.
Yeah, absolutely, Ram. You are right on point. It's actually Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, and Revelation chapter 3, verse 9, just for starters, right? And that's why a lot of people say, "Oh no, I'm not opening that book or Revelation." I ain't, a lot of people that read the Bible, they're scared of Revelations, right? Because that's a prophecy that a lot of things that haven't come true yet. So yes, Judaism has nothing whatsoever to do with the Bible. Judaism has everything to do with the Talmud, with certain rabbis who do oral suctions on little babies with their mouth. That's nowhere in the Torah. That's nowhere in the first five books of Moses, right? So now now let's clarify and differentiate between the two, right? You have people who are claiming that they are Jewish people, and Jewish people that's under the Balfour Treaty that was established in 1947, May 14th, 1947, 48, under the Balfour Treaty, to where they incorporated the state of Israel. So Israel became a state. That's why the people are born over there are called Israeli. That's short for like Israelian, Colombian, American, Dominican. I left out Dominicans earlier, Israelites, but yeah. So that Israeli means that you are a citizen of a state. You were born in a state. Now we all know a geographical location or a landmass does not determine your nationality. And that's what Christ spoke about. That's what Paul spoke about in the Bible. Remember, Paul said he was a what? He was a Jew who was from Tarsus, Syria. So he was a Roman citizen, but he also knew that he was a Jew, right? Of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So he knew his nationality. So that's what a lot of people can't do. or try not to do is never confuse your nationality with your citizenship. Well, that's what they've done over there in the land of Israel. Now, that's Israelian. Israelian, IAN, means what? A citizen of, right? IAN. Now, let's move to the other one, right? We move to the other ones, which is the Israelites. Israelites. And that's not it's not some kind of beer or something like that. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, that'd be good. Make a beer called Israelite. I just thought of something. No, oh, it's gone anyway. I done said it over there. No, I'm just kidding. Just like all my music.
You're gonna see
Music
it
is
next
gone.
week on the shelf.
God damn. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, created by the fake Jew. No, okay. So so you got Israelite, ITE, at the end. That suffix at the end of that word, that means a actual descendant of. That's a part of a pedigree. That's part of the bloodline. So that's our stance as Israelites, right? We say that we are from a man that's called Jacob. Jacob warred with the angel. His name was changed from Jacob to Israel. So in the Bible, when you see Jacob or Israel, they are synonymous. It's the same thing. Our stance is we descend from a man called Jacob, as it says in Genesis 35, verses like 8 through 10. It says that Jacob would have a company of nations. He would have a nation, and a company of nations shall come from his loins, right? From his sack down there. So there's 12 tribes, and we say that we descend from a man called Israel. And meanwhile, the Jewish man, or they wish, it's the Jewish, they wish they were a Jew. They descend from Edomites, and and I'm trying to remember the name. I'll remember in just a second. But they come from a land called Israel. And I want to say Ashkenaz, because you have like Ashkenaz and you have Saphiric Jews or whatever, like 5%, 95 Ashkenaz. But once you learn the history, Ram, they're not even Ashkenaz. They took that from the Japhet people, you know what I'm saying? And Jaffet, would be like the Polynesians and the Eskimos and people like that, like they and the Aboriginals, like they took everything from them, because that's what they do. I'm saying they don't have a culture, right? They are nomads, and they would be in a land to where they roam. The scripture said that the Edomite, Esau, would be a fugitive and a vagabond. Now, why would he be a fugitive? Because he's running from justice. That's what a fugitive is. And then a vagabond means you don't have a home. You just roam and go from place to place. I'm just saying. So now let's take the Bible out of it. Let's look at the character of Esau. Everywhere he goes, he claims and takes, and he says that he's the people that who he conquers. Right. And we all know the conqueror gets to write the narrative, right? So now you have, every white person I ever met in my life is like, especially when they know I'm an Israelite. Okay, yeah. I say, yeah, we're with blacks, Hispanics, or blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. All those are misnomers. Those words are misnomer, right? But that's why we say so-called. So you got black, Latino, Native American people. Oh, I'm Native. I'm an Indian. I'm like, now watch this. This will crack me up about white folks, Ram. I'll be like, I have a conversation with one white boy, one white girl, and they'll be like, yeah, I'm 33%. I'll be like, oh, 33%. Damn. Okay, you a nice Indian. I talk to somebody later. They say they from the same tribe. All of them down there say Cherokee. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, well, I'm 17.3%. Then the other one's like, well, I'm 9.7. Where the hell is you getting these percentages from? This is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And it's never the same. Well, what they are is they are culture vultures. And that's just what it is. And it takes people like you, I'm saying, to be able to have the conversation to tell, because we can't do it. It has to be other white people telling on other white people to say, damn it, stop it. God damn, man.
Yes.
These are the children of God. We're going to get in trouble, man. We're going to get in trouble, because when they return, we are out of there. And I'm gonna tell you, you might can step on and put black, Hispanic, and Native American people up under the foot and trotting on them. That's fine, but Christ ain't having none of that. And the angels, they obey Christ. So you can't say, hey, excuse me, can I talk to you real quick? You can't do any separation and separating Christ when they return. You know what I'm saying?
That's all the way real, and it's always made sense to me that it's like that. To think that all these white people, Europeans or whatever you want to say, have anything to do with the stuff that was going on in the Bible is kind of crazy because
Right.
I mean, like, it's in fucking the Middle East and Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are,
Yeah.
these Ashkenazi or Khazarian people
Right.
the slaves from the Bible when they literally came from Africa? And if don't,
Right.
quote me if I'm
Right.
wrong, like that's what it says in the Bible, right? I
Right.
mean,
No, that's exactly what it says in the Bible. And
it kind
the
of
crazy, yeah. I mean, you got the Ottoman Empire, yeah, Khazarians. That was a word you hit me too. I was trying to say that, yeah, but again, they're not even that. So yeah, like they want to be everything, but what they're supposed to be. They want to be the last Mohican. You know what I'm saying? They want to be the last samurai. Listen, man. If anybody ever seen the movie, I know you seen the movie 10 Commandments. You probably seen it 10
uh-huh.
damn million times, right? I mean, listen. If you're not smart, you think white folks look, they want to be Moses. White folks is the damn Pharaoh. White folks, they like you everybody in the movie. God damn. Like you didn't even hire nobody to play no other parts. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. Like, and I think that what they do is they say, oh man, in the end, the children of Israel, oh, they're God's chosen people, and the way it's written, they receive everything in the end. Well, let me go ahead and say I'm that. But it's listen, man, it is a mental disorder. That's why I say me, and along with everybody else that's on the planet, especially if you Black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian, of Negro or the Indian descent, you are bipolar and you damn near schizophrenic because you're having to put on two personas everywhere you goddamn go. You know what I'm saying? Like white people go to work. And then white people go to work. It's like, okay, do good at that job, Tommy, and do good at that job, Sally. And okay, that's cool. But me, it's like, okay, son, look, you're gonna have to you got to put the ing back on your words, son. And them ers, you got to put that on there. You got to walk straight. Listen, when you go in there with that white man, and then I was like, hold on, I can't be yourself. Hell no, you won't get the job. You got to get out of my house soon. So you have to listen to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to be two, sometimes three different people sometimes. My mom used to answer that, you know what I'm saying? My mother used to speak with us in the house, and then the phone ring. I don't care if it's bill collector. Hello? Yes, this is, I'm like, is that my mom talking over there? God damn, she done changed our whole voice. Like you have to be a whole person, but it's more than voice. It's your whole makeup, man. And that's what white privilege is. That's what, like white people can wake up, man, and not even see no Black people. They can look at television and have certain channels the way they won't even see no Black people. Now watch this. They could watch Good Morning America and watch. I forgot the guy's name, but there's a Black man on there. I ain't trying to say everybody's name. And even if you see a Black man, Black woman, Mexican man, Mexican woman, even if you see them on there, they are still in the spirit of whiteness.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? So you're not seeing yourself. Meanwhile, it's like, hey, you got Cinco de Mayo. Hey, we got Black History. Man, we can't celebrate none of that in its fashion the way we're supposed to do because that's been convoluted. You saying with
absolutely.
lies, like it just won't stop, and he has his hand in every facet of life. The man can't help himself; he can't be stopped. And if anybody is unaware of what I'm saying, just look at Donald Trump. Just look at him.
Yeah.
Just he is the
Jeez.
epitome. He is the epitome of white folks that's out of control with their authority and slam damn crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It just pushes all types of power around. And you now this is what you agree as well, right? We
Mhm.
say, oh man, the Epstein files. Donald Trump, you a goddamn lie. Start this war over here.
Yeah.
Shit, we ain't finna look at none of that. And listen, I forget who. I don't know if it was a woman or a man. I've heard it several times inside of their political ring, but they'll be like, if the Epstein files come out, that would like change and destroy our whole structure of America. I'm like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really?
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, listen, the man name mentioned over 30,000 times. It's like, dude. And then it's a thing called deny plausibility.
Mhm.
The blood's on your hands. It's a body right there. Wasn't me. Hold on. We just tested your clothes and it's the same. It wasn't me. Your test is wrong. Like, just keep deny. And then pretty soon FIFA comes around And Christmas comes around, and you're drinking eggnog under the mistletoe, and we forgot about Mr. 34 felony
Hmm.
and what he represents. And then that stimulus check will change your ass quick.
You got everybody shucking their job. Like, all right, he's not so bad. Man, it's wild. So another quick question about it. When it comes to the symbolism, you guys use the Star of David, right? Like you got on. Do you call it the Star
Gotcha.
of David?
No, we call it the
Okay.
shield. Okay, so it's the shield of David. In the ancient Paleo Hebrew, it's pronounced Magun Dawada. Right now, the shield of David, and just to simplify, this is King David's insignia. This is his signature. So, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under Commanding General Yohana, we teach Hebrew class. We teach what they call Lashawan Kodash, right, which means holy tongue. Right, Lashawan Kodash, holy tongue, and this is ancient Paleo Hebrew. This is actually King David's signature. It's so if you know this, the language, the letter, right, is a triangle that represents D for Da, right? Da Hua Da. That's how you say David in ancient Paleo Hebrew. So which is nothing but a triangle inverted with another triangle. Now we catch a lot of heat from this because people are like, "Oh, that's a satanic. That's a 6-point star." Let's be real about it. First of all, stars don't have points. Star is an actual ball of gas that burns in space somewhere. This is a shield, and I'm glad I got the ring. This ring right here is what King David would do to sign different decrees and orders and ordinance into existence. He would stamp it with the seal of his signature. And that's what this is. It's the seal of David. What does it represent? It represents our King Christ coming back to sit on King David's throne. That's what this represents. It's not satanic, has nothing to do with that. And that's why we make sure that we correct anybody when they say star. We say, shield, because it's actually representing our King Christ. So, and that's
Nice.
why we don't wear a cross, because a
Gotcha.
cross is a Roman torture device. That's what a cross
Right?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the letter T. They started with the capital T and then put it to a lowercase t. But it's still, remember, a cross is like this, like an X. That's what a real cross is. Like when you in school zones, you see cross and you see it says cross and it's like an X. That's what a
Hmm.
cross is. But if you wearing that's the worship of Tammuz. That's in the 8th chapter of Ezekiel.
Hmm.
Well, I'm going to try to be exact, but yeah, 18th chapter of Ezekiel. I'm sorry, the 8th chapter of Ezekiel, when they were looking at the Lord was taking Ezekiel through and looking at the different abominations that the house of Judah was committing, right? And they were weeping and crying over Tammuz. Well, this is a Roman torture. Excuse me. The cross is a Roman torture device that they executed our king on,
Hmm.
right? And so the cross is not special because you had Barbarous, Barnabas, whoever, well, I can't remember the names right off the top, but you had two people on each side of Christ who were being executed at the same time that Christ was. So there's nothing, there's nothing special about the cross,
Right.
right?
They just
So
doing that
you
all day.
actually, right, exactly. So
Hmm.
a cross is a Roman torture device. Let me ask you this. Let's say our friend Henry, whatever, died. They put him up against the wall and they pulled out a firing squad with AR-15s and shot our homie. And then in remembrance, we're gonna wear and go get some gold AR-15s and hang that
I always
up
thought that was
against
really weird. Yeah.
like what? No, you know what I'm saying, like you bring it into an open shame. Some of us want to be creative and they won't get the AR-15, but they'll get a wall with him standing like that and up against the wall.
Hmm.
No, you don't want to remember him like that. So the Christianity, uh, you know, how can I say it? According to popular, but contrary to popular belief, right? Christianity has nothing whatsoever to do with the Bible, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with the word Christian. See what I'm saying? I'm a Christian. An Israelite is a real Christian because we actually follow the laws, statutes, and commandments that's set forth in the Bible. We actually follow Christ. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, lobster. There's certain dietary laws, right? There's certain, I don't, celebrate birthdays and pagan holidays. I don't do it because Christ didn't do it. And you
Mhm.
can't make Christ have a birthday either. That's just crazy. People do that. Israelites don't even celebrate birthday. They say, well, Christ did. We're gonna make him have a birthday.
Yeah, it
25th,
was
he was born. Damn, you're gonna make him
Nimrod's
sin.
birthday.
Right, that's Nimrod's birthday, and what's Ceramus, something like that. I'm slow on the names. I got my mind somewhere else. But his
I feel
mother,
you.
I know that much.
Mhm.
Ceramus is whatever her name is, right? And Ceramus is. I'm saying it right now. It could be something else when they look at it. And Nimrod, his mother, they had a incestual relationship, right? And so she said when Nimrod passed, she told us because she didn't want to lose power, right? She didn't want to lose her power. So she was like, hey, everybody, my son is alive. His spirit is alive in that tree, right? And I want everybody to bring gifts and put the gifts up under the tree, right? And whoever don't do it, I'm going to bring my henchmen out and we're going to cut your head off. Well, there's people that didn't do it. So she got her goons and they cut heads off. Guess what they did with the heads? They put them on the tree. That's what people, yeah. See what I'm saying? So that's
Mhm.
what people get when they put the
Decorating the tree.
ornaments and just come. I'll be like, man, y'all need to stop doing certain stuff that y'all don't know about. But
Yeah.
then, of course, our government says what? It's it's for the kids. It's for the children. That's all it's for. It's for the children. But yet, when I worked corporate office, when I used to work corporate, you had grown people walking around with elf hats, passing out Jolly Ranchers and candy canes, telling me, "Hey, we got a party, Christmas party down in the break room." I'm like, "Well, where the children at? And why you got green border tape up on the door and stuff?" And you know, I thought this is for the children. No, it's not for the children. It's for you big ass kids. Y'all the children. But listen, man, trying to break away from that is real hard. That's what we teach in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We teach that it's a damn lie. That's what we
Yeah.
teach. And it may be kind of rough and hardcore. Our people, that's what our people need. They need a
Yeah.
hard awakening because that passive aggressive trying to teach somebody, that shit don't work, man.
Mhm.
That shit does not work. You know what I'm
Wake
saying?
your ass up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Hard wake up.
So where do you see, as we know, America considered Babylon in the Bible?
Yeah.
Because I keep talking to people about all this. So everybody I talk to at work, I got a corporate job right now. Everybody we talk to is just talking about how things are getting worse and worse and worse. And like you say, if Christ coming back, how much worse is it going to get before this goes down? You know what I mean? Like where are we headed, and what can we do? Maybe not, I don't know if we can stop it. Like what do we do is what do we do as humans
Oh man.
and
Well,
Americans, I guess, in America, if
right.
if this is where it's going to go down, should we get the fuck out? Should we do something else? Should we fight? Should we try to like make a difference? Does it not matter? Like, I don't know, man. That's why I'm
Okay.
kind of doing this again, because I was like, I don't know what I need to do. I'm not going to go beat up Ted Cruz or some shit. I don't assault politicians, but
Right.
what can we do as a society to, I mean, can we stop this? I mean, is it written that this is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we just
Yeah.
along for the ride and just to be the best people we can be?
Right. Okay. So now the latter part, what you said was absolutely true, right? First of all, there's nothing you can do. The sins of America have reached heaven. So it's a wrap. It's a burrito. Okay. Um, again, like I said, the oppressor can fool us, but he can't fool the Most High and his Son Christ. And it has to be a change. It has to be, this has to happen because things will keep going and keep going, and it's never going to stop. So again, the Bible, there's no contradictions in the Bible. Um, people may read it and then they may get the contradiction. I mean, they may contradict their reading. You see what I'm saying? because they don't understand what's going on, that type of thing, right? But yeah, that's the whole thing as far as that's concerned. Our people, our people don't understand, um, but it has to happen and it's gonna happen, right? That is the whole thing. It's gonna happen. As you can't stop it. You can start by, treating Black and Hispanic and Native American people fairly, right? You can start. I mean, we're not into big on what you call it. What they call it, reparations. Like we're not into big. We're not big into that because we don't look at reparations. You know what I'm saying? We look at rulership, right? We want rulership, and the oppressor is not going to give up that seat just like that for anybody. Like it's just not happening, right? He's sitting so pretty, and that's absolutely, the scriptures say, the scriptures say that, his children are going into slavery. And I don't mean, and I don't mean like, beat with whips and all that crap, but they're going to be second and third class citizens. I'm saying, and the righteous people are going to rule, and white folks are going to be happy that we're ruling. See, this is what you got to understand. It's a lot of people, man. A lot of, I'm being specific. It's a lot of white folks, man, that are completely embarrassed and ashamed of the representation of their nation, man. You know what I'm saying? And look at other white folks. I'm talking about the leadership. They're like, man, I hate to be white. I heard a white woman say that today, man. I heard a white woman say that today, and she was highly educated. She said look, she said, I'm embarrassed, like because it's just nonsense in the way that you have done a people and the way that you have enslaved people. Like, dude, it does something to Black, Hispanic, and Native American people's psychic, man. And that's what makes us so strong, because we're always looking for the next problem. We're always looking that nothing's gonna ever be right. You know what I'm saying? But yet we can still get up and go to work. We can laugh and try to do a reunion, a family reunion, a laugh and try to, man. Listen, man. I don't think I don't think white people could ever take it, but they're gonna have to take it. They're gonna have to. The scripture says, "As it was done unto us, it's gonna be done unto them." And it is what it is. Listen, you gotta look at it. All the Israelites, when they came out of Egypt, every Israelite wasn't breaking the commandments. Everybody's not sinning, but everybody had to pay. You feel what I'm saying? Even now in America, you got some people that can say right now, I'm not a criminal. I've never been to jail in my life. I've never had a parking ticket. Right? You're right. But we still have this stigma. Oprah went to this store a long time ago. I don't know what it was. It was some country she went to. And they were treating her like hurry up and buy, because she went in there with some purses that were 150,000, whatever I want to put a price on them, but they were very expensive purses. And they were like telling her, you can't even afford this. You have to get out of here. And she took offense to it. I said, lady, listen, listen, man, you one of us no matter what you're doing. See what I'm saying? And listen, man, even when I flip through and I'm looking through, and I'm looking through social media, I'm like, why does it have to be like this, man? It's all, God, it's crazy. Well, guess what? I got the answer to it. You know what I'm saying? And this message is to all Black, Hispanic, Native American people, Negro, or Indian descent, man. First Nation people, all of us. We have to come back to our God. We have to come up out of her, like the scripture says in the 18th chapter of Revelation. Come up out of her, my people. That's talking to the Israelites, so that we don't fall into her plagues and disaster that's about to come to America. Now, that don't mean pack your bags and go to Africa, because guess what? The so-called Negroes over here that's in America, we're not Africans either. That's another thing that's been told. So we think in our head, man, Black on Black crime started when the Africans sold us over here to the white man. No, those were Africans, are called Hamites in the Bible. That's their biblical name. It is only 18 nations on this planet. Hamites is a nation. Those are Africans. We are Israelites. So we were residing in the land of Israel from about 200 BC to about 70 AD, until the Romans came in trying to take over everything. So we left out of there. They trying to put us in slavery and take over. We jetted out of there and went from Israel into the land of Canaan, better known as what, Northwest Africa today. And that's where we resided there. You know what I'm saying? And smack dab in the middle of Egypt, guess what? Is a place called the land of Judah, where we were slaves because the Israelites were the ones who, ta-da, built the megalithic pyramids. We built those pyramids. Africans ain't built no pyramids. See what I'm saying? Because when the Israelites left, ain't a damn thing been built like that since we left. Meanwhile, Israelites go everywhere. We built the wall in China. You know what I'm saying? We built civilizations. That's what we do, right? As slaves. So getting a people and making them chattel slavery, chattel means property. That you're owning somebody. That's hard for white people these days to accept. That's why they have a problem with critical race theory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want my, but listen, your little white boy and little white girl, they need to know this before they grow up just like you. And remember what we talked about earlier, it's just going to keep proliferating. It's going to keep going because you won't sit down and have the conversation and say, okay, well, I don't want to do that. How do you know not what to do if you don't even know not what to do? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so
Yeah.
I don't want my children hearing it. They need to hear it. They need to hear it while they're young so they can get over it instead of hearing it while they're older. And then it's such an impact. A child can learn 5, 6 different languages when they're young. It's harder to learn a couple or one other language when you get older. The Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go. And then they'll never depart from that. Right? So it has to be young. But to answer your question in full, man, it's listen, they on their way.
Yeah.
All them UFOs, they are on their way. Christ is on his way. People can ha giggle all you want to. Christ is on his way. And guess what? That third woe is called World War III. When that World War III hit, because it's already in motion anyway. See what I'm saying? Christ's gonna return. Man, they just seen great balls of fire going through the sky. We talking about like last week. Come on, man.
In Venezuela, right?
Yeah. You
I
know
saw that.
And over Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi, we got great balls of fire, red lights, red balls of fire going through. Yeah. And everybody's reporting it. Listen, man, a warning come before destruction. I'm saying a warning come before destruction. We about to see it while we alive. Yeah, while we alive, because we are those people that were generated back in the day. Okay? And the Most High know how to get his get back. He's not going to get the get back on people that had nothing to do with it. He's going to get the get back on the people that had something to do with it.
That's real.
That's righteous. And listen, and speaking on this real quick, we all know that the Most High is a righteous God, right? He is righteous. He's he's a fair God. He's a just God. So it would be unfair not to give Black, Hispanic, Native American people, quote unquote, Israelites, their kingdom back. Give them their rightful rulership back instead of having our children think that we were slaves. Remember, if our mama was slaves back in the day, if our children were born into it, then they were considered a slave. What kind of shit is that, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They even grow up something like that. That like, hey, man, that does something to your psychic, bro. That's you know, that's not cool at all, man. You know,
and the generations of oppression. You know, everybody. You know, I hear all these white people talking about Black fatigue and this and that, and it's like you're skipping. Even people who are like upset about the Israel-Palestine thing, it's like you're skipping the fact of what happened in this nation, of what we did to the Native Americans, and we genocided them, and then we enslaved the Black people. And I mean, like, and then we, you know, and then when it was freed, it wasn't really free. You had the Jim Crow laws, and then you had segregation, and then you had just this hatred and destruction of Black Wall Street, you know, Rosewood. You know, I saw that movie, The Magic Johnson thing, when I was 17. I thought I was going to get my ass kicked. And, you know, like I really learned that shit. And it's crazy to me to think that, you know, you can't see the generational destruction of years of destroying a family structure and what's that's caused to a community, and and then you throw crack in there in the 80s, and you can completely destroy a community, and then you're like, oh, they're fucked up, or like whatever, you know, like, man, like,
that's cold, ain't it?
People have been systematically destroyed for generations, man, and I just don't understand how more people can't understand that, man. Like,
they can understand.
It's pretty fucking obvious, man.
Right. Systemic racism, that's a phrase or a term that people are trying to turn a blind eye to. But you listen, the Most High is wonderful. He's a terrible power, right? And he's a mathematician with a paintbrush that just don't miss, man. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what the Israelites are waiting for, as the scripture says. The patience, that is the patience of the saints, seeing that the way you do somebody, you're going to get done that exact same way. You put us in slavery, you're going into slavery. You killed off our people, your people are going to get killed off. Thus saith the Lord God of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And if people want to deny it, they can deny it. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want to buy my album, you ain't got to buy my album because I know the truth. What kind of shit is that? I look, he's talking that shit. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm talking this shit. You see what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm talking this shit because what I'm saying is the absolute truth, man. And I just lay back. Listen, I'm a sleeper cell, man. I'm a sleeper cell. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sleeper cell. You know what I'm saying? But all Black, Hispanic, and Native American people are sleeper cells because they brought us over and put us in the community. I'm just saying a sleeper cell is somebody just, you know what I'm saying? They made us sleeper cells. Not only did they do that, America made Chinese people sleeper cells. They brought them over here. The East Indian people, you know what I'm saying, that own stores, the Arab people. Everybody's a sleeper cell in America. And I'm gonna tell you right now, everybody hate the goddamn white man. Everybody hate that structure. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Every I'm telling you, man, they just doing it because America has the power.
Mhm.
But if that power wasn't there, man, they snatched the rug from under their ass so fast, man. I'm talking about all nations of the planet because you
Mhm.
can't bomb Nagasaki in Japan. You think they forgot? Oh yeah, you know what? The pride of your heart has deceived you, right? And all the bombing that they just like, come on, man. Ain't nobody forgetting none of that. But they're afraid. And then pretty soon, just like the scriptures say, Jacob shall no longer be afraid. The Israel will no longer going to be afraid. The Lord is going to fight for us. We don't have the military power. We don't. Man, we don't have anything of our own, right? We depend on our oppressor for food, for water, you know what I'm saying, for clothing, and for everything else. And that's how the Lord does it. The children of Israel need to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's when we get punished. That's why we in the condition we in. Right? Right? But watch this. But watch this. At the same time, other nations, heathen nations, they get punished by the way they treat the children of Israel. See? So they get punished by the way they treat us. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why they're in that position, right? Because of how they treat the children of Israel. The children of Israel, we fall because of us breaking our God's commandments and doing pagan holidays and messing up our dietary law. So the Lord give us whatever our heart want. You want to fall? Okay, guess what? You're gonna fall doing it, but here, I love you so much you can have all of it. Go ahead. And ain't none of it good for us. That's a good father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the children of Israel is like the prodigal son that went out and did that. Now he's coming back. You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
So, yeah. So, I mean, the interpretation, man, you have the word Gentile that's in the Bible that's been flipped around. Look, Hebrew has several meanings, man. You know, Gentile could mean an Israelite. It could also mean a heathen, right? Nations or whatever. The word enemy could mean another Israelite, like a blood or a crip or a vice lord or GD, hating each other. Enemy could mean, the oppressor, right? Stranger could mean an Israelite or could mean an oppressor. You have to be taught. We have to know the interpretations thereof, right? And that's what I learned in the ISUPK under Command and General Yohana. I learned the truth, you know what I'm saying? And so you know, we are a little bit at ease once you learn the truth, but we're fishers of men.
Mhm.
We're actually going out and we go to camp every Saturday or when we can. And we got boots on the ground. We have classes every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day. They could just type in ISUPK and whatever city they stand in. So if anybody wants to know, there's absolutely nothing to hide, you know what I'm saying, from us. And we're the only organization where the feds or whoever else, they're not coming in on us because there's not a damn thing wrong that we're doing.
Mhm.
Nothing. We're not doing anything wrong. feel what I'm saying? So, that's one of the main things that the ISUPK has is righteousness and righteous men and men of the Lord for real, for real.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? And it's made me the man who I am today. Absolutely,
man.
absolutely done that.
Love it, man. And to watch your growth and knowledge, man. You've always been a really knowledgeable person, man. And I really appreciate you sharing all this with us. So, because I know there's a lot of misconceptions out there about what y'all got going on. And for me, it's always important to clear up and make sure the truth is to be told and
Right.
what's real. That's why we call this show The Real Deal,
That's
because
right.
that's the real deal, man. And that's what it's all about here, Dope. Man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
That's really I really appreciate you sharing all that with us, man. And
Yes,
it's yeah,
indeed.
it's we're living in some wild times, People are scared. It's really interesting because like what we're talking about, you see people talk about aliens and then everybody's like, oh, whatever, I ain't got time for that. For what
Right.
the atrocities that are across the world, the bombings and these children getting blown to bits with our tax dollars, and people just ain't got time to worry about it. And
Right.
like I got time to worry about. I mean, I don't want no part of that shit. I don't
Right.
want to be associated with that. That is real evil, and I feel like there's a real battle of good and evil going on right now, and man, you got to be on the side of good, man.
Right, man. Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like that's the main thing, right? That's the main thing that what we're doing now. And a lot of our people are really waking up to everything, and that's the good thing, man. We just have to keep pushing it. I appreciate this platform most definitely,
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you as a white man, you feel what I'm saying? To be a supporter, not only just of me, but of the culture,
Mhm.
from day one, ever since you put you goddamn big toe in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I mean, you had everybody on what is like what 180 countries or something, or
It's like
something like
120 countries every month,
120
pretty
countries.
much,
Okay,
man. It's really crazy how
right,
just the power of the music and the truth can connect so many people because we're always repping the real, and that you know me, man. You know me for a long time. That's what I care about is getting the
right,
truth out there and just making sure the real history. So that's why I had Big Demo on the other day. His birthday is June 27th, and nobody knew that
right,
shit. And I was like, nah, man,
right.
we got to set the record straight. So that's what's important to me, man. That's why I felt like it was. I was like, oh man, I want to come back. I'm living my little life. I just need to mind my business. But man, like, man, God called on me, man, and said, Ram, get your ass up off that couch, man. You ain't done yet, motherfucker. I was up here married and like
That's beautiful,
getting
man.
fat, eating pizza all the time, watching Netflix, and just I thought I had it made, man. And God said, nah, Ram, that ain't your plan, man. And now I'm here talking to you, and it feels really good. I was lost there for a while, and now I feel like I'm back where I'm supposed to be at, man. And talking to my good friend, Mr. Dopey, it's such an honor, man. And I'm so glad you got
Man,
a new album, dog. It's
yeah.
man,
Back to the
it makes
album.
me
Back
really
to the
happy.
album.
Back to the
Back to the album.
album, ready
Listen,
for
listen.
whatever. Dopey, where can people find this aside from streaming? If they want to support you, man, how do people support you?
Right. So right now, fortunately, but unfortunately, the streaming, streaming got everything locked down, right? But you
Mhm.
still have to use streaming for people all over the world. Me being a global artist,
Mhm.
I still want them to know that I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
saying so. I appreciate the streaming. Being able to utilize that tool, right? I have a friend of mine, Lloyd. Lloyd is a good brother, man. He's doing my website. Listen, he's
Nice.
so cold, he might be doing it right now as we speak, but he's amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the brother. He's working on the website, and I'll have physical copies on the website for people to go, as well as merch and everything else. My entire catalog will soon be on there. It's not on there right now. So if they can just support me, what I'm saying, keep my views, streams going. It's on every social media outlet. Go to YouTube Music, go to Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you got to do to go and support that. On Facebook, you can go to Dope E SPC, Dope E SPC. All right, that's DOPE, then another E SPC. You go on Instagram. You can go to Dope underscore E underscore SPC. And the same is for TikTok. Dope underscore E underscore SPC.
Nice.
right? And you can definitely find me, go to my videos, like my stuff, like my music, and hey, I just want people to see the correlation of where I am today, and how I'm making my music now, and hopefully they really, really appreciate the album, what I did to put it together.
I know that's right, man. Speaking of music videos that you did, before we get out of here, I would love for us to revisit one of my favorite music videos I ever was featured in, that you did back in the day. Our homie Zach
Schaefer.
Zach Schaefer filmed it. My boy Benny Saves in the beginning. Number One Target, man. That was off. Was that your? You had? Was that your last album that was on?
Let me see. I put out an album.
You probably put out some between then. That was a while ago.
Hey, I do have a hitting album, Car Bomb. I got Car Bomb thread. I
yes,
still ain't put that was on the Car Bomb thread. You got you got the t-shirt, right?
I got the t-shirt. I still got the t-shirt.
I knew you were gonna say
that. I still got
yeah.
that t-shirt. What album? And I bet that's the album that Blunt Force Trauma is on. That's my favorite Weed Smoking Small ever, dog.
I am going to put that out. I'm gonna
Please, for the love of God, because I got it on the Munchies album. I think that's the only CD that has that song in existence.
That's
and
it.
That's
the only one.
Such a good Weed Smoking Small song. Blunt Force Trauma. God damn, dude. That's really a great song, man. Maybe one day you don't smoke weed no more, but that's a great song, man. I really love that. I play it for people. But yeah, let's check out Number One Target real quick before we got out of here with my boy Dopey.
Let's get it.
Let's check it out.
The Young Dope.
Young Dope. And we were all young in this video, man. Good Lord. All right, let's. That's my boy right there, Benny Saved.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
Oh man, everything is everything, man. I've been out there in Puerto Rico, just touched back down, man. It's so beautiful out there, man.
How was it?
Crazy, man. Beautiful women, good food, and really no laws, man. No harassment for the cops.
No harassment, no police brutality, none of that. Hold on. Let me see. What's this dude doing, man? What's this cop doing to this child, man?
Nah, that's not harassment.
I know he got his billy club all in his face. That's what I'm talking about, man. You know what? Hold a second. Pull the car around, man.
Pull the car around.
Number One Target.
Yes.
Fuck J. Edgar Hoover. Fuck COINTELPRO. Fuck Gustavo Tactics. I represent Black Keystone Nation, Black Panther Party. This is for the red, the black, and the green with yellow dots. I represent Black Keystone Nation, Black Panther Party. Feds mad at me cause I stay 9 steps ahead. Number One Target, living in the red, they want me dead. Freedom or death, fight for my life, I'm a warrior. Scenes getting gorier, it's gonna take more of ya. Cell block, that's modern day hell. I'd rather rot in ground than rot in jail. All clear, ain't no cops behind me. They'll capture Osama bin Laden before they find me. False allegations, lies and manipulation. Now you in emergency trauma room as a patient. Black Panther power fist, got a rope, tie your ankles to wrist. Sleep for mercy, scream like a bitch. Put you in a headlock and twist. 50 caliber, burn your flesh skin. I'm innocent, so why would I turn myself in? Hip hop cops and rap market, I'll end where you started. Get rough as the war get, I'm the number one target. Number one target, yeah. Don't eat, a Holocausta is number one target. Number one target, yeah. APB Bolo, all points bulletin, be on lookout. Number one target, yeah. Hip hop cops and rap market, label be number one target. Number one target, yeah. False allegations, all lethargic, that's why I don't bar it. 40 Glock that, no doubt. That's a message to you bitch niggas, snitch niggas trying to rat me out. Ain't nothing changed, I'm still the same. I'm blind like a motherfucker, honky blow out your brains. Got a strong inclination to social justice. Over 20 years of my life dedicated to nothing but this. All the way from Ilion, descend from stars. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, I'm ready for wars. When it come to a lady cop, let the 380 pop. Rocks in the temples, I don't shoot at socks. M16 chest plate crusher, make them soften up. Your facial expression changes when it's phlegm, you coughing up. Move from town to town, county to county, city to city, state to state, avoid the bounty. Hunter, kick it down, feel like a punter. I deserve the highest military medal of honor. Number one target, yeah. Don't eat, a Holocausta is number one target. Number one target, yeah. APB Bolo, all points bulletin, be on lookout. Number one target, yeah.
So hard.
Hip hop cops and rap market, label be number one target, number one target. Yeah, false allegations, all lethargic. That's why I don't bar it. People calling my phone, who ain't called me in months, trying to locate my 2020. You think I'm a dunce? Terrorists ain't got no friends, partners or homies. If I was kicking it in the hood, them feds would've been ran up on me. I spend my life in seclusion, in the studio producing, not intimidated by what you coerce or inducing. Get rid of you in the worst way. I do what my verse say. You out of there like Uday and his brother Crusade. Crime Stoppers put out a reward to all you
like a real underground railroad
business. You can't afford to lose life and your wife plus son and daughter. Dope is a mortar, facing 20 a bid to a quarter. Ain't nothing more important than my life. You gotta feel me. They setting me up to put me in prison so they can kill me. Terror alert, APB Bolo. If they catch me, lawyers pick up my case pro bono. Number one target, yeah. Don't eat a Holocausta is number one target. Number one target, yeah. APB Bolo, all points bulletin, be on lookout. Number one target, yeah. Hip hop cops and rap market, label be number one target. Number one target, yeah. False allegations, all lethargic, that's why I don't bar it. Yeah, can't be stopped, won't be stopped. Never abide to your mandate. Yeah, number one target. Yeah, my life been great. Rather be fugitive than inmate. I'm wanted by the FBI. The FBI is wanted by the terrorists. Yeah, number one target.
Yeah, that's some hard shit right there, man. Oh.
Ooh, listen, man. I'll tell you something. I look at that video. I'll be like, damn, a lot of that shit is true than a motherfucker. That shit was true. Woo!
Facts, man.
Listen,
real,
boy, listen.
Real deal.
Without even getting into it, man. That shit, listen, man. Skating. But listen, the Lord, man, the Most High had to be with me, man, all these years for even do that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't recommend not that motherfucker to try to skate and do the shit that I did. Don't listen, man. Don't do that, man. Stay at home, man. Stay at home and bake Pillsbury cookies and shit.
Leave this to the Holocausta. Man, dope. This is a real pleasure chopping it up with you, man. We'll definitely catch up with you soon, man. I really want to thank you so much for your time. You got anything that you want to say before we get up out of here? Oh, you got something. I know you got something to drop, man. Before we gotta go, man, please bless us with something. I know you got something special for us, man. Shout out to everybody tuned in with us, man.
Yeah, that's something that we always do. I got a little something. I'm a freestyle, right? A little freestyle, because the definition of freestyle is something I'm giving to you for free that's not on my album. So I'll go over a little something for the people, man. I say,
thank you.
I shoot raps at your torso to blast at your guts and leave your shell half cracked open like pistachio nuts. Your biological clock stops when you infringe on the right vessel. Save my Sunday punch. Instead, I use my Saturday night special. Pass over whack MCs like the month of Abib. My rhymes, that's my helper. I create from my rib. Now, what you spitting in your rap, you guaranteed to get checked with that. It's essential that I start what I finish. Excuse me. I say it's essential that I finish what I start. Let me pull it back. I said I was reading. What you spitting in your rap, you guaranteed to get checked with it. It's essential I finish what I start. That's a prerequisite. Attended hip hop university. Graduated summa cum laude. I majored in verbal forensics. Lyrics decompose a human body. Now the lyrics, the level I'm dropping them is optimum. You think I'ma stop, you dumb. Even the cop gets some. Because of that, I got the #1 top album. I'm light years ahead of you. More like eons, in fact. See, I can jump, dance, rap better than you because I'm black. Annihilate competition. Man, I've been in first place for a while. And some change up they rap style like a Facebook profile. As I sharpen my plowshare, the mattocks and the axe. With a sickle in my hand, I thrust a sword in your back. American flag, the red, white, and blue will blind you. People love them colors until them lights get behind you. 2 shekels, 2 shekels, 2 shekels plus a becca. That's just over 28 grams. If the righteous man dies, who gonna shepherd the lambs? thought I wouldn't retaliate. You are unbelieving whore. Those who didn't respect me then respect me now even more. Let me stop
Oh.
there. Let me stop. Let me stop because a
Let's
lot of
fucking go,
that
man.
shit. Come on, man.
Hold up, dog.
Yeah, that
My
shit that I
dog.
wrote. But yeah,
The Holocaust is throwing over there, man. Another hit.
yeah. Sorry for the
Damn, man.
fumble, y'all. I
Oh
was reading
man.
our paper. Y'all know how that go. But yeah,
Man, it's all good, man. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Dope. You was one of my favorite people of all time, man. I'm so grateful for our
appreciate
friendship,
it.
man, and for your knowledge and for the creativity and art that you put out for the world to enjoy. And
Yeah,
just please don't change. I know you ain't gonna change, but please just keep doing your thing, man. And
right.
we, I'm back in this mix, and I support you 1,000,000%. And anytime you got something going on, you just let me know. I got your back. And man, I can't wait to see you again. Hopefully, I'm gonna see you in August here soon. I'll get back down to H Town and
Yeah.
come kick it, man. And you got any
Okay.
shout outs or anything you want to say to somebody before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. Well, shout out to the Most High. First of all, you know what I'm saying, his son, Yahweh Shah, Christ, Jesus Christ in English. Most definitely, right? Shout out to the school, ISUPK, under Commander Junior Hunter, all the generals, captains, officers and troopers, right? The sisters, the children, the babies, everybody. I like to give a shout out, big ups, because my brother, you know what I'm saying? My brother's touchdown. So that's my brother Deuce. I'm saying aftermath. I'm saying back in effect. He gonna pop out. I'm saying he gonna pop out
Right.
on you niggas.
Deuce.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to my brother Done Deal. You know what I'm saying, out of South Park, Done Deal. I want to give a shout out to Aaron James. I don't want to say his other name, but Aaron James. That's a solid brother, man. A solid brother who invested in me because he believes in me. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's just so rare to have brothers like that, man. He's a good friend and a brother. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to him, man, and his rib as well, right? I want to shout out to my homie Menace Mike, right?
It's
Me and
Mike.
Menace. Listen, man, me
Good
and Menace
people.
Mike, we got something brewing right now. I'm telling you, we got something
Nice.
brewing in the
Nice.
cut on y'all. I'll tell you why. But yeah, want to shout out to him. He's a good brother, man. Again, shout out to Mark Kidney. You know what I'm saying, the Stone Sound. If you want your music done right, you know what I'm saying, I'm saying, y'all go ahead and Google the Stone Sound, and you know what I'm saying, get with my brother. I'm saying, get with Mark Kidney. He gonna have you right, guaranteed to have you right, man. Want to shout out to Flawless, Texas made Flawless, Boss Lady Flawless. She's the hardest one in the South. A female artist rapper, right? Don't nobody come close to that, man. Let me see what else. That should be it. If I forgot somebody, you know what I'm saying. Charge my brain and not my heart. You know what I'm saying. But yeah,
100%.
yeah. That's it though, man. I just want to make sure and thank you, man. You know what I'm saying, for as well, for always, again, like I said earlier, for putting us on the platform, for you know what I'm saying, for promoting Black, Hispanic, and Native American people. You know what I'm saying, and keeping it real, Ram. You're talking about the real deal. I appreciate you being the real deal, and you know what
Thank
I'm
you.
saying, always keeping it real with not only me but everybody I've seen you even in touch with, man. And that shit is rare like steak. You know what I'm saying, that
Mm.
shit is rare, bro. So
Thank you, man. It's a real honor. It's an honor to be here, be back in the mix with you, Dope, man. I love you, bro. You're my brother for life, man. And anything I could do, man, you just let me know. And we'll definitely be catching up with you soon here on The Real Deal. And I'll be catching up with you real soon in person. We're gonna have a good time and go hang out, man. And you just keep doing your thing. And yeah, thank you so much. And everybody that's been tuned in with us, thank y'all, man. This is The Real Deal. Your boy Optimo Ram, my homie Dope E, the Holocausta. Y'all make sure to go get that ready for whatever. Jam it, the whole album, track to track to track. Solid, amazing production, quality,
thank you,
lyrics
bro.
like none other. Y'all stay tuned, man, for The
Appreciate it,
Real
bro.
Deal. Holla at your people. Let your people know to check this out. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Kick, and the Twitch, man. So we're on all platforms you need us to be. So holla at us. And y'all remember, support local artists and businesses, because if it ain't local, it
It
ain't
ain't
live.
live.